I will always be relevant. Um, it's how you do it. It's how you put the fuck on, and that's how it was done, and that's how I aim to do it always. What is this guy taking vodka? Anyway, let me get the fuck out of here. Yeah, no, I used to do it like a competitive sport back then. I would have gauge 15 strings, 15, not 13, 15s that I'd special order. I would use um, uh, metal picks that were made of metal. And we would disable the tremolo system in a Stratocaster. And I'd have a big DiMarzio Super Distortion, and I'd run it through a trans tube, 80 watt Fender amplifier through 412s, and it was blistering loud. It used to make the dust. If you were to turn it up in this house, it would make the dust from the roof shake down. It disrupts the air. It pushes a lot of volume. 412s, 4x12. That's a lot of coverage, huh? You can rightly play a stadium with that. We'd come to your local club and do that. And I would do classic rock standards in a modern way. And that was back then. That was before digital anything. I come from the analog tape days. And I lived through the revolution of digital. Back in my day, you couldn't get sitar samples and make the music I make now. You'd have a cassette 4-track. You put your cassette in, and you record 4 channels directly to tape, or 4 overdub tracks directly to tape, and that's what you got. So I figured, what's the easiest way to make a band back then? Because all I wanted to do was rock in a guitar way. I was better than every band that I ever seen. And I'm not bragging. I'm just being sincere. And I have no ties to the past. It doesn't mean shit to me. When I listen to it and I look back on it, I'm like, yeah, ain't nobody came like and did it like I did it. It's a fucking titan. Nowadays, it would be an actual visual light. It would be a visual audio light show. And you'd have mellotrons, you'd have sitars. You would have a rock experience if I came. And it can be done now for pennies on the dollar. I could come by myself and a bunch of tape machines and just put off the best fucking party. The way I do shit now is I took so much time off to get educated with instruments. I learned how to play piano. I learned how to play the bass properly. I learned how to play the drums properly. That's what I did with my life. And the next record I make will certainly be relevant, but this time it'll be different. Everybody's shit was forgettable back in the 90s. Do you really remember Green Day? Do you really remember Blank? Do you really remember? I mean, yeah, but besides, I like that song, it doesn't mean shit, does it? I'm the same way. Nowadays, I'd have something to say, or, I'd just make weird artistic music. Because I don't like the same thing other people like, It was different back in the day. When you were in a band, that meant you had a guitar, bass, or drums, and then you had to get good at it and find 3 guys that were equally as good. Then you have to find who's going to write the songs out of the 3 of you. But most people cannot fare this test. They don't fare well in the making of it. They're like, okay, now we got to find a guy to write it. Who's going to sing this? Who's going to write the words? Where do we find the communal energy to do this? Have we been doing this? And in my case, I grew up quickly. I started playing in 1988. And by 1992, I knew exactly how to run a band. I had older mentors. Everybody was older. I was the youngest. There was old men. There was men my age, like my father. There was younger dudes than that. And then there was my band, who was like 5 years older than me. Music's just, it doesn't mean much anymore, and why should it? You're not going to be remembered unless you're the fucking Beatles. And how do you be the Beatles nowadays? By doing what you want to do. How relevant am I? I don't know. I've got 8-year-olds that watch this fucking channel and 80-year-olds. That ain't too bad. When you speak, do people want to listen when your band plays? When I do, people want to listen to it. But I'm only one man. I can't do everything. And between all this music shit, I got to find time for life. And the internet is a big part of fucking living a life. And that's what I need to get done. And you just ruin, and it just ruins shit, the way you talk about me. I don't have the energy for it daily. Every day's a waste. I want privacy. I want my own shit. I want to fixate on girls secretly. And then have the option to approach them if I should feel like it. Shit like that. Someone wanted me out of the picture because I stand out and I shine so brightly. Yeah, you want to use the internet to show off? I'll show you. It's like, no, I'm just being me, dude. You don't have to take it so personal. It's got fuck all to do with you. Just being me. Tell me how fucking ugly I am and shit like that. It's fucking bullshit. You're crazy. Look at the men you talk about. I look like half of them. They're all sex symbols. All these mob guys and shit, they're all sex symbols too. I share the same features. Just like them. It's time for a fucking beer then. No, I'm the best, man. I'll always be relevant. As long as if I'm out, and how you gonna ask me that? Are you still relevant? I'm always be irrelevant. If you were there, I left an indelible cigarette burn on your forehead. You seen it. You're one of my children. These other bands that think they were better than me, no, they got the fucking cigarette burn right in their head like Manson children. That was me. I did that. And I can say that because I did. I'm not taking any pride in it. It doesn't give me any fucking joy. It's just a fact. And you think you're still relevant? I think if you set up the game and show me what the game is and get me interested in it, you could pack up your shit and call it a night because I'll be king motherfucking 10 minutes. That's what I know. I can talk like that because you're talking about music, you're talking about this, you're talking about that. All these things I talk about, I'm a master manipulator at. You know what I'm saying? I put it in my hand and I squeeze it till it fucking melts. Because I'm the best motherfucker alive. In my world. There's nobody else here. But if there was, I'd probably tell you the same.